2 years ago, Miami was Florida's golden child, a global luxury destination where real estate seemed immune to gravity. Today, Miami has become the epicenter of Florida's housing collapse, where political theater can't hide the crumbling foundations. The math is blunt. 58%. That's Miami's homeownership rate, one of the lowest in America and falling fast. How did the nation's hottest market become ground zero for a crisis where even a $67 million waterfront gift can't distract from the reality that the dream is dying? For years, Miami represented the ultimate Florida success story, the city where international money met American ambition, where luxury condos rose like glass castles against the Biscayne Bay backdrop. This was the Miami that drew billionaires and remote workers alike, a tax-free haven where your dollar stretched further and the sun never stopped shining. The city's transformation from seasonal getaway to global capital seemed complete. Property values climbed steadily, and owning a piece of Miami meant you'd made it. The old rules of Miami real estate vanished, says veteran broker Elena Rodriguez. We had buyers from New York and California offering $100,000 over asking, sight unseen. Properties moved in hours, not days. The numbers told the story. At the peak, South Florida absorbed more than 330,000 new residents in 3 years. Condo prices soared 68% in some neighborhoods. Builders couldn't keep up, and investors swooped in, buying entire buildings as the city's transformation seemed unstoppable. Catalysts. The first crack. Affordability shattered. With mortgage rates hitting 7%, a typical Miami family now faces payments rivaling Manhattan before adding Florida's infamous insurance premiums. For every buyer who qualified in 2021, 2 are now priced out, says Rodriguez. The math no longer works for middle-class families. Then, the smart money started fleeing. Home flipping profits have crashed to a 17-year low, with gross profits down 13.6% year over year. Investors who fueled the boom are now driving the collapse, explains market analyst David Chen. They're dumping properties at discounts, adding to the inventory glut that's crushing prices. The quality crisis. Meanwhile, the construction quality that buyers paid premium prices for is proving illusory. The Seminole Tribe's lawsuit against Lennar Corporation exposes 552 defective new homes across Florida, roofs failing, mold spreading, foundations cracking. When even new construction can't be trusted, says Chen, confidence evaporates overnight. The human toll, a case study. For Carlos and Maria Martinez, both Miami public school teachers, the crisis became personal last month. We saved for 8 years, Carlos says, voice tightening. We finally had enough for a down payment on a modest townhouse. Then we saw the insurance quote, $11,400 annually. That was the dream killer. The Martinezes are now packing for Atlanta, part of the reverse migration emptying Miami's classrooms and neighborhoods. How can teachers, nurses, firefighters afford to live here anymore? Maria asks. The city is pricing out the people who make it function. Ground zero, a deeper dive. The numbers in Greater Miami tell a story of systematic collapse. Home ownership has plummeted from 63% to 58% in just 1 year. Active listings have tripled since 2022. Major metros like Miami, Orlando, and Tampa have all shifted to buyers' markets, but with fewer buyers able to say yes. The inventory surge is most dramatic in neighborhoods that saw the biggest pandemic gains, says data analyst Jessica Lynn. In areas like Brickell and Edgewater, luxury condos that once had waiting lists now sit empty for months. Meanwhile, the political response? A controversial gift of 2.6 acres of prime waterfront property worth $67 million for a presidential library, while teachers like the Martinezes can't afford to stay. Miami's pain is Florida's warning. From Tampa to Jacksonville, the same patterns are playing out. Orlando faces identical inventory explosions. Tampa sees flipping profits evaporate. Jacksonville confronts new flood disclosure requirements that reveal previously hidden risks. Even the solutions highlight the divide. While Tampa experiments with 3D printed affordable homes, the state considers eliminating the property taxes that fund police and firefighters, potentially crippling local services in the name of tax relief. Conclusion: the new reality. Return to that number, 58%, and falling. The home ownership rate that reveals Miami's broken promise. The facts reveal a housing market transformed by affordability collapse, investor flight, and quality concerns, leaving middle-class families waiting for answers in a landscape where certainty is still out of reach. As the political class celebrates a $67 million waterfront gift, the real story unfolds in thousands of quiet goodbyes. The teachers, the nurses, the firefighters who can no longer afford the city they serve. Miami's glittering towers still reach for the sun, but the foundation beneath them has never been more unstable.